You look... Are they feeding you enough?
Yes, plenty. I also brushed my teeth last night before I went to bed.
Well, you can't blame me for worrying. All my men have been taken away.
Won't be long. Have you seen Dad?
You're the first one.
I'm sure this must be awful for you. Sure you had no idea that Dad and Jerry were doing all those things? Or perhaps you did?
I chose to stay out of it.
You know what? I can walk into a room full of people, into a business meeting. I can tell you who's fake and who's for real. But somehow, my whole family, including my mother, managed to lie to me my entire life.
It wasn't a lie. It was a way to protect you.
Well, guess what? It didn't work.
I'm sorry. If we'd known it was going to turn out like this.
You know, I would have staked everything I owned on the belief that you and Dad would always be honest with me. And that Jerry would only lie to me about the little things that weren't so important. And then I found out about Miranda. It took a while, but eventually I convinced myself that that was an exception. And the only reason my family deceived me was the nature of the situation. But I was wrong, wasn't I?
You were the most extraordinary child any of us had ever seen. You were our hope, Jax. We wanted you to soar as high as your wings could take you.
You know, Jerry told me that Dad started dealing with the mob when he first started out. Now, if that's true, then why did he continue it after he got successful?
As wealthy as he became, he never forgot what it was like to be poor. Money was fast and easy. He couldn't turn it down. And, of course, then there were favors owed once that cycle
Oh, that's
started.
really sad. Also colossally stupid.
None of this was supposed to affect you. And until now, it hasn't. You exceeded our wildest expectations. I won't begrudge your right to question our methods, but please don't ever question how much we love you.
How is your love going to help me now?
You want me to go?
It's up to you.
I know how hard you've worked to make J&J Jax the success it's become. Please don't let this take away from your accomplishments.
My accomplishments are meaningless now.
If I could somehow turn back time, I would convince your father never to get involved in organized crime. And then perhaps you'd have the family you trust when you need it most.
Oh, that's a nice thought, Mother, but I'd prefer to focus on the practical. Do we have any assets that aren't frozen?
None.
Oh. Any family members willing to pitch in?
Oh, several have agreed to contribute to a bail fund, but the amounts are so small it hardly matters. I tried to explain that you didn't have anything to do with it.
Mom, just go back to the penthouse and lie down. Don't answer the phone for the rest of the day. No help to anyone if you're falling apart yourself.
I know that's the smart thing to do, but I can't stand the thought of my son being in jail. And John, his heart. I worry what the stress will do to him, and it kills me to think of you all by yourself at a time like this.
I'm more comfortable that way.
I'll keep you informed.
And said that he needed 24 hours to think about paying your bail. And I don't want to jinx it, but I think he's going to come through.
Ned wouldn't care if I sat in here till my beard turned. You asked him for Brenda, didn't you?
You know I meant no disrespect.
I was improved.
I had the same feeling, not to be presumptuous, of course.
If it takes invoking Brenda to get through to Ned, then so be it. I just want out of here as soon as possible.
You know, I've always admired your independence. You know, you can just fly off to here or there, you know, never waiting for anyone. I know it must be torture for you to be in here. We're gonna get you out. I'm gonna do everything I can to get you out of here.
I know that, V. Thanks. You know, I sit here and my head fills with the image of the car swerving off the road and me helpless to stop it. I hear Brenda's voice asking me to hold her while she falls asleep. I see the two of us in all the places that we loved. Everything that was important to me is gone. I'm still here. Now I have to begin to reassemble my life without her.